to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. So, Village Administrator Russell, please begin with the mayoral appointments.
Okay. Resolve that the mayor appoints and the Board of Trustees approve Shalini Shelley Wheeler to the position of part-time office assistant in the Department of Public Works at an hourly rate of $25 effective November 1, 2024.
I'll make the motion, and can I have a second?
I second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Very good. Thank you.
Whereas the Village of Southampton recently created the civil service position of park maintenance crew leader within the Village of Southampton Department of Public Works, herein referred to as DPW. And whereas John Flick, a maintenance mechanic with DPW, has been the acting crew leader in the Parks Department of DPW since 2022. Whereas the superintendent of DPW has nominated John Flick to fill the newly created position of park maintenance crew leader. Now therefore be it resolved that John Flick is appointed as park maintenance crew leader in the DPW of the Village of Southampton at a salary of $111,000 and $111,875. That's effective October 23, 2024.
Okay, I'll make the motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, very good. Now we'll move to the suggested resolutions. Number one, resolve the claims for the warrant dated October 22nd, 2024, totaling $332,941.65. Warrants number A13, General Fund. $349,222.72, warrant number H5, Capital Fund, and $1,804.73, warrant number T10, CS Trust Fund, are audited and approved. I'll make the motion. May I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number two, resolve the reading of the minutes for the August 2024 Board of Trustee meetings are dispensed, accepted as filed by the village clerk, and the actions taken at those meetings are hereby ratified and approved. So moved. May I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Very good.
Number three, whereas the Board of Trustees held a public hearing on October 10th, 2024 at 6 p.m. to hear any and all persons either for or against a proposed local law entitled A Local Law Amending Chapter 116-38B, Site Plan Review and Objectives of Site Plan Procedure and Review, 116-14I, Design Requirements for Non-Residential Parking and Truck Loading Areas, and 116-14K, Village Business District of the Village Code to require minimum green space areas and screening in commercial parking areas and lots, and to require cross-access between such parking areas and lots and adjacent properties through easements in accordance with the recommendations of the Southampton Village Comprehensive Plan Update of 2022. And whereas at the conclusion of all speakers at the hearing, the board closed the public hearing, and whereas the Board of Trustees has considered the comments and has amended the proposed law such that permitting additional public comment is necessary. Now therefore be it resolved that the village board hereby directs that a public hearing shall be held as a hybrid in-person Zoom meeting on November 14th, 2024 at 6 p.m. at Village Meeting Room at the Southampton Village Hall located at 23 Main Street, Southampton, New York, 11968 to hear any and all persons either for or against such proposed law. That's your motion.
I'll make the motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number four.
For whereas employee number 4869 is employed by the Village of Southampton, and whereas Police Chief Suzanne Hurto has indicated her intention to prefer disciplinary charges against employee 4869, now therefore be it resolved that upon service of said charges, said employee is suspended without pay for a period of 30 days. And be it further resolved that upon the conclusion of the unpaid suspension, employee 4869 will commence paid administrative leave pending the resolution of the disciplinary charges preferred against said employee.
I'll make the motion, and may I have a second?
Second.
Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Whereas the Village of Southampton approved the repair and replacement of the roof at the Southampton Arts Center, and whereas the village created an RFP for this said project and awarded this project to Eli Construction Services, and whereas while repairing the roof, they further discovered immediate repairs on the flat roof section that needed to be completed, which was outside the scope of the original project, and whereas due to the urgency of repairing this roof, the Village Board of Trustees hereby deems this repair an emergency. Now therefore be it resolved, the Village Board of Trustees hereby approves Eli Construction Services emergency roof repair at a cost not to exceed $33,500 to be paid for by Capital Facilities Reserves H1620.200, subject to permissive referendum. I'll make that motion. May I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Whereas the Village of Southampton Board of Trustees has determined that the items listed below be deemed surplus, and whereas the Village Board is authorizing the Superintendent of Public Works to surplus items to auction, now therefore be it resolved. The Village Board of Trustees has declared the following items surplus. 1. Miscellaneous hand tools. 2. Rockwell table saw. 3. North Star power washer. 4. DZ power trencher. 5. Ariens snowblower. 6. Snowaway snowblower. 7. Amco twin facing tool. 8. Wilton stand-up drill press. 9. Yamaha 4-stroke 150 outboard motor. 10. United enclosed trailer. 11. Toro turf sweeper. 12. Hydraulic snowblower. And 13. Finco sea sprayer. So moved.
I'll second it. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Whereas the Rogers Memorial Library, hereinafter Public Library, has submitted an application to the Village of Southampton Building Department to complete significant interior renovations at the public library, and whereas the plans for the renovation include upgrades to furniture, carpeting, and restrooms, as well as the addition of a cafe, a teen program room, 3 study rooms, and an outreach office, and whereas the public library trustees are committed to keeping the costs down for this renovation project and thus plan to rely on the existing capital fund as well as monies raised by the Library Foundation and state grants, and whereas the Village of Southampton Building Department has estimated the building permit fee for the proposed renovations to be approximately $19,000, and whereas the Village Board of Trustees are cognizant of the fact that the public library is a tax-supported entity that serves, among others, residents of the Village of Southampton, and whereas the Public Library Board of Trustees has asked the village to waive the building permit fee, now therefore be it resolved that in consideration of the above facts, the village shall agree to reduce the building permit fee by 75% to $4,750. I'll make that motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the refund request received from the Southampton Village Building Department pertaining to a gate permit fee in the amount of $450 received from Halson Automatic Gate and Fence related to the property of 10 Halsey Farm Drive. The gate is going to be installed away from the edge of the roadway, and BARHP approval is no longer required. I make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the save the date for the Ellen Harvison Foundation to host its 30th annual Ellen's Run on Sunday, August 17th, 2025 at 6:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. to start and finish at the Southampton Intermediate School. I'd like to take a motion. All in favor?
And I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. At this time, I guess we can move right into comments from board members. Trustee Brown?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I'd just like to take the time to thank our village administrator for hearing the suggestions from myself and the mayor, and thanking him that there will be certain topics that have come across to the board, and we'll be highlighting that on our village website so that we can have complete transparency and if there's any questions. And I want to thank you so very much for doing that for us. We look forward to seeing things and different topics coming up in the near future. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you, Trustee Brown. Trustee Simeoni?
Just a couple of announcements. Again, the Southampton Cultural Center is having a annual fundraiser on November 9th, and I and encourage everybody to participate to this function. That should be a lot of fun, and we'll also fund the Southampton Cultural Center. Also, there is there's a Southampton Artists Association event on October 26th from 1 to 5 that will benefit the Heart of the Hamptons, and I also encourage everybody to attend that as well.
Thank you, Trustee Simeoni. Trustee Stevenson?
Thank you. Not a lot on my mind today. Halloween's coming up, so I want to thank all the residents of Elm Street for putting up with all the kids who come up and down the street. It's always a wonderful evening of everybody in their costume and seeing all the little kids running around. I'd like to thank Chief Hertow and the police department for keeping it safe and closing the street and making sure everybody has a great time. And I'd like to close by saying, Deputy Mayor, if all of your meetings are this short, maybe the mayor should stay away longer.
Thank you, Trustee Stevenson. On Saturday, October 19th at 10 a.m. here in Village Hall, the Clean Water Task Force hosted a well-attended work session which presented the plan for the sewer system in the business district and answered residents' questions. Dr. Chris Gobler presented the history and the facts about Lake Agawam, the need for the algae skimmer, and the need for the sewer system to mitigate the toxic pollutants in the lake. The village website has the session, which was recorded for those who could not attend, so I encourage you to watch it. It's very thorough, very complete. And with that, I do want to remind everyone here about the November 5th referendum, Proposition 3 on Election Day, which would allow for the swapping of parkland to house the algae skimmer and to permit the permeable barrier to be built. On November 7th, the Planning Commission will be hosting the management of the Suffolk County Water Authority at their meeting to address ways that our residents can mitigate the overuse of water. On October 16th, Trustee Simeoni, Mayor Manger, and I attended a presentation at Southampton High School by the county traffic engineers on the traffic issues and the volume of traffic on Sunrise Highway and Route 39. The presentation included the 30 to 40 year history of studies and state and county action and inaction with respect to our local traffic. They did present several long-term options for alleviating the East End traffic problems, but they stressed that a consensus of East End localities needs to arrive at options for solutions. Our newly formed local Southampton Village Traffic Committee, comprised of village residents and village officials, will have its first meeting on November 1st to help offer viable options for solutions to our traffic headaches. Also, the mayor, the chief, and I met with the town highway supervisor to discuss solutions we may try in the spring to hasten traffic along Route 39 by changing lane patterns and using other strategies. The objective is that if Route 39 moves more efficiently, that should benefit Hill Street and other local streets in the village. And that's my report for tonight. and I wish everyone a good evening. And with that, I would like to have a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
I'm sorry, I made the motion to adjourn the meeting, and you seconded
I'm
it.
going to second that.
All right, and all those in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? Thank you very much.